And what is up, everybody? We're back on Mondays at 6:30. It's so nice to be back at this time. I love this time. We have a great show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking about Fantastic Four. We're going to be talking about Deadpool. We're going to be talking about X-Men. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. So it is going to be a packed show. Lots of stuff to get to. And we're going to get to the chats. We're going to have a blast. And let me go ahead and bring you in someone that I've been waiting to bring to the show for a while now. He is a great fan. He loves comics, and I love to talk to comics about him with him. So, with no further ado, I'm going to bring him out. But before I bring him out, I got to throw in a little something for him. So, here you go.
You're correct, like all the others. You must be exterminated.
What is up, John?
I just needed that. I needed that. What's going on, Izzy? How's it going, man?
How you doing, John? How you been?
I mean, I've had a day off from work today, so I've just been relaxing and running errands and stuff, just chilling around.
Yeah, it's weird for me because I work from home on Mondays. So Mondays is my, hybrid day. So it didn't feel much like a off day for me, even though I didn't really do any type of work, right? So I didn't touch work whatsoever. But then again, Mondays is usually a downtime for me at work anyway. So it was something. But I hope you enjoyed the little rogue piece that we had there.
I did. Because I've been sad about the the trailer we got, which we have to, she got a booty reduction. It looks like.
What was that all about?
I don't know. And I've seen the memes where they've reversed them and given the booty to Apocalypse. I think is hilarious.
Oh, yes, I did see the Apocalypse booty.
Good.
But, there are some things about that trailer that obviously, like you said, put people down. But there's things about the trailer that absolutely hype me up. Like Wolverine getting charged up by Gambit's claws is amazing. I don't know how he could withhold Gambit the way he does. He's not like Colossus, so
Gambit's a skinny guy. He's
a skinny guy, but he's a big guy. He's like 6'3". That's how they put him. And Wolverine, this version of Wolverine's a shorty.
He's always a midget in the comics.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and say what's up to the guys in the chat before we get started with the show. And of course, as always, Las Cruces, what's up? How you doing over there? Of course, he gives me the woohoo and hello.
He's always the front of the line.
Yep, and hello from New Mexico. Now there was someone else that jumped in, but my boy Scotty gave me the heads up that it was a possible troll. So, haters are gonna hate, right? I'm like, oh, that's clickbait, and I'm like, we're gonna talk about this stuff.
It still counts.
Right?
If they hit the thumbs down or they hit the thumbs up or they leave a comment, it still counts.
It still counts, exactly. So we're gonna talk about it. So it's not really clickbait. It's just there to let you know we're there to talk about it because that's the point. Anyway, we got another guy. We got Billy Powermax. That's an awesome name, dude. So welcome to the chat, Billy. Comicverse Tony. Tony's gonna be our guest next week. So he's coming from Arkansas. I did not know he was from Arkansas this whole time. And who let the rats out? You know what I'm saying? Who let the rats out? We need to find out what's going on with the rats. But make sure, guys, we got to say hi to the rats.
I mean,
it's
the
Rat Pack. The Rat Pack. It's everywhere.
Yep.
Okay, we got Ryan Riley from Memphis, Tennessee.
You're all across the nation here. You're getting everybody.
Oh yeah, we're getting everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got
coast
Kenneth
to coast,
Burr.
the show with the most.
Kenneth Burr. You know how New York is. We're the center of the universe, right? That's what they say about us.
I've been there. It's fair.
And we got Scotty Vaughn from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Some guy with kids.
Troublemaker. We don't like kids in here.
We don't like kids in here. Madam Blaster, how you doing, madame? It's great to see you. Also, Joshua Collects is in the house. I haven't seen you in a bit. We got Comic Crusaders with the Weber, my boy. All right. We got The Adventurous Joe also in the house. Brian LCS with the Spider-Man and the rap memes. Yep, we're gonna talk a little bit about Brian, what we're doing in our channel. Collecting with Dirts, watching on the laptop. I don't know how to type fast. he ain't kidding. He missed the L. Much hearts for everyone. Yeah, we got a special little gift for Dirts today. So be on the lookout there. We got Tate Prime, Aloha all. What's up?
All Look at you going all the way to the islands now.
Yeah, we're all over the place, man. We're in Canada.
Canada,
and last I heard, he's up there. By the way, I got some really good news for TM Nerdy. Might as well share with him the information. I did receive a Spidey tumbler, and it is for TM Nerdy. So TM Nerdy, I'm not going to reveal it here because I'm going to let you do that yourself. But what was really nice is that he also gave me something.
Ooh.
So let's open it up and look at the shininess of this.
I was going to say.
Look at
that. Is it a T1000?
T1000 indeed, right? So let me turn off the green screen for a brief moment here, and I'll show you what I got. Now, when I saw it, I was like, when he sent the package out, I said to myself, this does not feel like one item. So I immediately texted him. I said, hey, Jose, should I just send it as is, or do you need me to open it? He's like, no, open it. There's something there for you. Ooh. And it turns out he knew someone let the cat out of the bag, but he knew how much of a Warlock fan I am. And look how beautiful. This is sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yep. So it's going up.
Oh, there's even like panels on the side.
Yeah,
love it.
Look at those panels. It's awesome. Yeah. Right. So I got all the comic books. I do have this book. Believe it or not, out of all the books I have, this is the one that's not slabbed. Would you believe that? So now I got to get the other one slabbed. So thank you so much, Jose, over at Spidey Powder Tumblers. You guys could go check his stuff out. He has some great stuff out there, and we'll probably do another thing with him in the future. So
I'm going to go follow him on Instagram right now.
Oh, no, you got to find his stuff. We got Esteban in the house. What's up, Esteban? How you doing, my man? Let's see who else is here. I'm trying to get to everybody. Lady Fantastic is in the house.
Caroline, one of my favorite people.
Yeah, she's awesome. And let's see what else. I think I finally made it to the bottom. Oh wait, dang! Thought he was going to surprise us with some Taylor Swift. Sorry, no Taylor Swift in this one. I did. Did you enjoy the Super Bowl? I know where you're coming from. So
I am not a sports guy. I grew up in a very sports heavy household, so I learned by osmosis. I was just close to it. I like college basketball. I will watch and enjoy, and I like playing sports. But American football, and I'm quite rude to call it that often. I'm not an American football fan.
It's all good. It's all good. I am not a football guy. The only time I watch football is during the Super Bowl.
I mean, there's amazing ads. That's why I get
that's the other reason too, right?
For our community, especially the trailers you get. But I just tend to like scroll through YouTube after and just power them all in one big go.
There you go. Now we ended up going out. So my local church was actually doing an event, and we went and the church has this huge giant screens, so we all saw the game there. We were having a blast.
Awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Me and my friend we were counting how many times Taylor Swift was going to appear. So it was kind of like a friendly wager.
Was there an over under? What was the mid?
So the count was supposed to be, all right, count how many times Taylor Swift shows up. So right. For me, it was like, it has to be during the game. So anything before, anything after doesn't count. So it's while the game is playing. So while the game was playing, I said 15 and I hit it right on the nail.
Boom.
15. I was like, 15 Taylor Swift appearances. Yes. So
love it.
That's how you bet on a game.
You crushed it. Yeah. Who cares about the score?
Who cares about the score? No, it was a pretty good day. Too many hellos to get through. I know it, Devon. Way too many hellos, but I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. So with that said, it's time for us to start talking about some specking. You ready to talk about some specking?
I am ready.
All right, so let's do this. So we go right on the top of the marker, right in the very top. This is this is the book that everybody's talking about for all the wrong reasons.
Great way to say that.
Secret Wars #5. There is a first appearance, but it is a key. Believe it or not, this book is an actual key. First appearance of Night Machine, which is an alternate reality Nikola Tesla.
I mean, yeah. It's an oddity. It's an oddity.
It is. So, Lady Fantastic, that stupid book. It's actually a good book. It's just there for the wrong reasons, right?
Buy the trade paperback and read the story. That's what we're telling you. It's a solid sequel to Secret Wars, which, by the way, I don't know if you saw my unboxing earlier. I was gifted from the community the final book in my Secret Wars 9/8 collection. So really? I have the original run all in 9/8 now. I got the last issue, number 11.
And which was what number 11 was the one that was missing?
Yeah, I bought all the keys kind of early, and I was then I couldn't stop. I just kept I just kept going. I had the original copies I read as a kid, the original Secret Wars. But I wanted them not in higher grade because mine were pretty well read.
So there's only one thing to say about this book, and that is,
what the hell is even that?
Like, that's it. That's all I got to say about that book.
There it is.
That's it. All right, let's go to our next book. But then again, you guys know the reason. It was in the corner.
In the corner of the trailer.
It was in the corner of the trailer. Somebody caught it. You know what I mean? Yep. All right. Here's another book that's because of that same trailer. Oh wow. Wait, let me put you on that.
Sorry. What were we talking about here? I can't remember. What was it? I've got 5. And I legit bought them all because I wanted to give them away. So they're part of a giveaway I'm doing to help my friend who's Jennifer Comics Will Break Your Heart. And she's dealing with incredible bills for her cancer treatment. And I thought, let me give away a spec book. And so I bought a guy was selling 5 and I bought all 5 from him. Wow. And I'm giving them away. So
that's awesome. That's absolutely
they're heading back out. Yeah. So you can get this book and donate to somebody's charity or GoFundMe for their cancer treatment.
That's fantastic, man. I personally like this book. This is the start of the Grant Morrison run.
It's a great read.
Which was my personal favorite story from that run would have to be the not E for Extinction, which is this one, but the one that followed with that we I can't remember the Quentin Quirrell when he showed up and they had like the asthma pump that looked like an asthma pump.
Sure. And when he tries to like take over the school,
that was a
he takes all the kids and convinces them they need to rebel against Xavier and Emma. So good. So good.
It was, man. I absolutely love that story. And it was such a cool story. But this book, again, another one of these spec books, same reason, right? Deadpool spec, right?
Yeah,
but
for
sure. So do you believe that is Cassandra Nova that we saw?
I think it's more likely that that's Cassandra Nova than that was Patch. I'll say that. I think that the patch that we saw the back of his head is going to be a play, like a bait and switch. And he's going to be looking for Wolverine, but he's going to get the wrong Wolverine. He's going to get somebody else as Wolverine.
I think that's Daniel Radcliffe.
I would be so good. It would be so phenomenal if it was.
Because they did say Daniel Radcliffe's in the movie. They did mention that he's in it.
That would be the best bait and switch.
So you haven't read the Grant Morrison run, Esteban? It's good. It's different, but it's good.
They just re-released the Omnibus last summer, so a lot of shops will still have it. If you're an Omnibus collector or reader, that's what I did. I bought it, and I had never read it, and so Tate, hit me on Instagram. I'll show you where you donate, and you have a 1 in 10 shot of winning that, and and a slab, and some trades, and a classic Claremont book. So hit me on Instagram. I'll hook you up.
There goes Beckerman in the house. Cassandra Nova was such a big deal when I read it off the stand.
Yes, she's a great. She would be the perfect villain, I think, for this movie in that she's altering reality, altering things, and he could be coming in to deal with that. Like, I think that would be a great like side villain for what they're doing.
And I remember when she first appeared, the idea was that if X-Men was going to continue in the movie series, which The Last Stand didn't really do a good job, which a lot of people did. I didn't know this happened. A lot of people didn't know this. There was an end scene credit in X-Men 3 that people didn't know about. I remember it, where at the end of the credits, you have Mortimer Taggart and there's someone in a bed. It turns out it was Xavier, but he switched his body to this vegetable of a
Comatose
person.
vegetable. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the vegetable person was the rumor was that it was supposed to be Cassandra Normal, but they decided to just like X all it. So
interesting.
There was plans for her in the movie. So yeah,
it's a great read, that whole run, and it's a very entertaining omnibus, and I was so glad to have read it last summer.
Yeah. And Taylor Williams does have some good things to say. Look at that. Normally he doesn't. But that's TW's way. Yeah, this was a good run. I was surprised. I wasn't a fan of the costumes, though.
They were definitely more geared towards that, the original films, right? The black leather, the simple logo kind of stuff, matching system.
Yeah, but if you look at it from this perspective, just look at it. Look at that jacket. It didn't work, and I'll be honest. Frank Quitely's artwork is hit or miss for me. There's things about it I love. He's
always been that way.
Yeah, but I hate the way he draws women.
Did you like his All-Star Superman that he did with?
His All-Star Superman was great. Like I said, he's an excellent storyteller. Like one of the best, absolute best.
That silent issue from the new X-Men run is a great example of what he does well.
Yeah, exactly. Entropy in Comics is also in the house. What's going on?
Kevin, how you doing, man?
Yeah, we got a lot of good people here. So let's go to our next books here. And look what's in this list.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son.
Oh goodness. I do love the look of God Emperor Doom. I do love that like green silver kind of look for him. But I get it. It's not worth this price. I mean, literally, like a few months back, you could have bought the entire Secret Wars single issues for like $10-15. Got all the issues.
Yeah, and the only one that was demanding money was the first one because of its connection to the movies, right? Because everybody's assuming we're gonna hit that version of Secret Wars,
right?
Where I think what we're gonna end up doing is they're gonna just do a marriage of all of them, and then just go a left turn with it, because that's what they've been doing with everything else, Secret Invasion, which was a huge mistake.
And for these kind of event comics, it's good to keep in mind, if you're like feeling the FOMO bug, just the sheer quantity of issues that they print for these event comics, it blows most single issue stories out of the water when they're talking about how many of these. So don't feel like the need to get it now. You wait a handful of months, and I promise you these will be back in the you buy them all for $10 again bin.
Yeah, and like everything else, everything has ebb and flows, right? So there's books that when one book gets hot, the other ones start dying down, right? But we're gonna see with some books that are on this list that they're just causing other books to kind of like push forward, right?
Proximity, popularity.
Yeah, we'll see that with some of these other books here. Let's see here. I've been enjoying this series. Yeah. Secret isn't leaving your life yet.
Nope.
We got Rich here. Hello, Rich. What's up? Comic Cops Collectibles. Well, he's been in the channel a few times. We'll have him back sooner or later. All right, let's go to our next book in this list here. Woo! I said today was all about spec, guys. So let me introduce you to.
You really need a janitor. I bet this is what it looks
like. Fantastic Four 209. First appearance of Herbie the Robot in comics. It is also noted to be the first John Byrne on FX, which we talked about Grant Morrison having an excellent run. John Byrne's run on Fantastic Four is on that same level playing field, right? The stuff, in fact, over the weekend I was at a convention and I did pick up a lot of John Byrne stuff. His
Nice.
next to Kirby and Stan Lee, John Byrne's run on Fantastic Four, I think it's even better than his run on X-Men. And I'm an X-Men guy. I'm like you. I'm an X-Men guy as well. And I think his Fantastic Four run is even better.
And I think I had first heard of this book for that reason. I had not heard about it for Herbie. I had heard about it because it's the start of something special. This is an iconic book, kind of like John Romita Sr.'s first time drawing Spider-Man in that Daredevil issue. This is kind of one of those iconic moments when a truly talented person who is going to leave a big mark on a run gets that chance.
Yeah, and this is for those people that don't know who Herbie is. I do have something to explain it. So I'm going to allow Herbie to explain Herbie.
I'm in the Fantastic Four. I heard it was because they thought kids would try to imitate the Human Torch. Urban legend. Kids are too smart. They're not going to do something just because they see the Human Torch doing it on television.
He ain't wrong.
Nope. So good.
So Herbie is the creation of, was it a Hanna-Barbera creation? Was it Hanna-Barbera? I don't know off the top of my head if it was Hanna-Barbera or a different company. But he was created for animation.
Okay.
That I know. So Herbie was created for animation, and he actually is a member of the Fantastic Four, and he replaced the Human Torch for that exact reason. So the reason was that there was a rumor. It was debunked, actually. There was a rumor that a child accidentally wanted to set himself on fire because he wanted to be like Johnny Storm.
Yikes.
So they did not want to go that route with the character, so they decided to create this character, Herbie. And for a very long time, Herbie was despised. He was despised. And then they, after a while, like a lot of other things that we hate, Jason Todd, we've learned to love. You know what I mean? We learned to love.
Yeah.
We learned to love. So Herbie has a very special place in animation, and he is now. Yeah, I'm not kidding. The joke did go dark. It wasn't a joke. It was reality. They were worried, but it was debunked. It never happened. It was fear, but we got some Herbie spec, which is cool. I'm just gonna say Herbie spec is cool, and more importantly, this book is still pretty significantly low. But if you're gonna get it for the John Byrne run, but if you got a Herbie spec, get some Herbie spec.
I think as a piece of Marvel history, it's way more impressive, and that's what's going to keep that book at the. It's always been a slightly, especially in a high grade, it's been a valuable book. But this is obviously creating a different level of popularity.
Yeah, and he shows up in the poster, the ad that they had. Who's to say he's in it or not? We're assuming he will be. Because even that poster could be deceitful. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah. So with that said, here's some more Fantastic Four spec. Now, this book came out back in 2001, so it's not old at all. It's a 6-issue limited series that explores the Fantastic Four through different decades, which is actually really good. I heard a lot of good stuff about this book. You could get this whole series for a very insignificant price. In fact, I went as far and I said, you know what? Let me go check this book out. I got the whole series for $20.
Boom.
So, and there's a good possibility they are going to be taking from this story for the movie. Because the movie, that the rumor has it, based on what we are seeing, that they're going to go to the 60s, but somehow they got to get to modern days.
That's where the negative zone is going to come into play, right? They're going to
end
up stuck in the negative zone for decades.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh, look, Jean Malone, he won a 47. Yep, congratulations.
Boom.
Yeah. Brian been giving out some good stuff lately. I noticed that, man.
Yes.
Oh, and it was graded 6.0. Look at that. Nice. Jean Ballon be winning some good stuff. He ended up winning a sketch from me as well.
Ooh, nice.
So good stuff there. All right, let's move on to our list a little bit more. Here's another one of those books that it's pure speculation right now. It's all it is rumor, and I don't know if there's any meat behind this rumor, which is Wolverine Origins issue number 10, the first appearance of Dakin, the son of Wolverine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a nice cover.
It is, and I think he's a halfway interesting character. I just don't know that there's any guarantee that he'll be showing up. I think people want the mutants to show up sooner in MCU than they're actually going to. If you look at like how we're just now getting our first FF announcements, and they recovered the FF before they got the X-Men. So how much further do we need to wait? You're going to be waiting a while, you know?
Yeah, and you know, I think with Dakin, he's one. I don't think we're going to see him. My personal opinion, I don't think we'll see him for a while. And the reason why I don't think we'll see him is that we have X-23.
Yep.
And it's like, so Wolverine has a kid here. Wolverine has a kid here. Wolverine has a kid here. How many kids?
A lot.
You know, so it's like, and I don't think the movies would like to do that. So, you know, from as a wrestling fan, I only have one thing to say about this book. Yeah. Pass.
Although I will say the current run of Wolverine, they're definitely cutting back on his kids. They're Sabretooth is killing some kids.
Oh, Sabretooth is awesome right now.
He's been wild.
I just love that one scene. Happy birthday. That sold it. That sold it for me. Could be the worst story in the world, but
I don't know if you saw this last week's Wolverine issue when he took on Laura. Oh my god, one of his crazy clones or whatever.
I picked up the book, but I haven't read it yet, so I'm looking forward to reading it. Right?
Disturbing, I'll say.
Yeah, kids. Yeah, exactly. But you know how the X-Men are,
right?
They always come back. All right, here's another book in our list here. This is more spec. This is Ghost Rider 31, the first team appearance of the Midnight Suns, which is really cool. This is pure speculation again. Pure. Nothing about this is factual. No one said anything. So I like the book. Yeah, I know. This whole list is spec. I agree. That's the point.
Right.
It's a spec show. That's what the show is. It's a spec show.
And also, I think this is an example of one of those specs where sometimes the book is about a team and the members we end up getting on screen are going to be totally different. It's not going to be the same crew that first appears as the Midnight Suns in this book. So prepare yourself for the fact that this will have a huge ebb and flow when people realize that the team they get on screen is very different. It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy #1.
Yeah.
And, that's an example of a book that is like, sure, it's certainly valuable, the team name and all that kind of thing, but the team that you get there versus the team you get on screen is so vastly different that it's all those first appearances that are the ones that really spiked.
Exactly. And it's like when we did get Guardians of the Galaxy, what we really got was we got the Annihilation version of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which in reality were the Infinity Watch.
Right.
So, right. And I saw Spidey. I got it right here. Look at that. Spidey powder tumblers. Jose, thank you so much. I love it. I absolutely love it. My wife already told me, well, you know the deal. You got to get rid of one of them. I'm taking it to work. Okay. So I have 2 of these. So thank you so much for it. This book, again, there's a video game. I heard the video game wasn't all that great.
I never played it.
Yeah.
How long ago was that, though? Was that like a Sega Genesis or something?
No, not long ago at all. It literally came out within the last year or two. So it's not an old game at all. It came out, and just like you mentioned, it features characters that fall under the dark side of comics, I guess. The dark, Wolverine's in the game, a darker version of Spider-Man's in the game. Not this version. We don't see this version of the team. So All right. I did say I wanted to wave my hand to Digger Jim, but I didn't get a chance to actually say hi to Digger Jim.
Sega Genesis, baby. Yep.
Yeah. Dreamcast all the way.
There you go.
Dreamcast. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's go to our next book in this list. Oh, yes. 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 Yes.
By the power of Grayskull.
That's my childhood right there, man. I had more He-Man toys than I had any other time. More than G.I. Joe, more than Transformers, more than Thundercats.
Wow.
My collection was predominantly He-Man. Right? There was small little figures. There were, and at that time they were going for about $6 each at that time in the 80s. And $6 in the 80s, it's a little up there.
Yeah.
But I love me He-Man. Now,
and they had the like plastic bodies with the squishy heads, like the rubbery heads.
They had the rubbery heads, and they were all. It was pretty much the same sculpture in every single one of them. My favorite ones was the battle ones, the battle smash that they had the chest plate, and you would just hit it, and it would just flip.
Yep.
So love me some He-Man. This book is on the list. This is not the first appearance of He-Man. However, this is the first limited series. The first appearance of He-Man was DC Comics Presents. I'm trying to remember the number off the top of my head, but it was DC Comics Presents He-Man meets Superman.
Yeah.
That was the first time. But this is, that's cool. I love me some He-Man and stuff. You know who doesn't like He-Man? You know who doesn't like He-Man? Some guy named Skeletor.
Skeletor to King Randor! Skeletor to King Randor! Come in, you royal boob!
Apparently, Skeletor has a common insult for people.
It's the sorceress, you boob!
He just, I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
A boob was like an idiot, right? That was basically.
Sure, that's what you want to
obviously, call it? Yeah, that's obviously takes on other connotations. It's kind of like, wasn't it a classic Joker meme where he's saying like, "Oh, I pulled a boner."
Oh yes,
it's like because it used to mean a big mess up or a screw up.
Yeah,
but obviously that
did it really mean that? Did it really mean that?
Oh, Helverine. Oh no, here we go.
Oh yeah, here's the one that has spec value, but it has no movie spec value, no cartoon spec value. The only reason why this book is in this list is because he is getting a limited series. So first appearance of Helverine, which is a mashup of Ghost Rider and Wolverine put together, and we're gonna get a limited series. So a $20 value for this book.
People are going to forget about this way before the miniseries hits.
Yeah.
And the book will go way back down. And then after that miniseries hits, you wait a year or two, it's going to come way back down.
Well, it's a mashup, right? Like all mashups, it's gonna the hype train is there, but then that train is finally gonna end sooner or later.
Go look up what is it? Thanos 13, the first cosmic Ghost Rider. See how that book is doing all these years later after like, ooh, it was a combo character and we did a spin-off show, a series and whatever, and it's kind of tracked back down again.
Yeah, I heard the story is good. I do have some issues. I did hear it's good. I'm not complaining about the story being good. No. I think it's just the character I don't think has longevity. I don't see, unless they decide one day to do a mashup with him in the movies, like maybe in Secret Wars, we could get a mashup of the two. I don't think they'll go that route, but who knows? Yeah, look up Gwenpool. You're absolutely right on that one, right? So you got to be careful with these things, and someone else is gonna check this book out, and that is
the 24/7, 48/7, 7-Eleven, I-95 South, and Kentucky European TV champion is officially declaring.
He's not getting this book. He's not going to spend the $20.
Don't do it.
Don't spend the $20. Give it some time. It's gonna drop in value. I'm almost certain.
Absolutely.
This is one of those books that's just not gonna stick around.
Now we're talking.
Talking about another Secret Wars book. We're talking about the first one, right? Secret Wars issue number 10 from 85. Oh, yeah, a 9.8. Let's go put that a little closer.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I finished my whole 9.8 run of this series. They're all beauties, and this is my favorite cover of the run. This is my favorite Doom cover. This Mike Zeck, man, killed this book.
He did.
Gorgeous.
He really did. I picked up that book earlier last year, or I picked it up. I picked it up for a really good price. So the book in itself is very inexpensive, but it's such an iconic looking cover.
So good.
What? I didn't ignore your chat. Proud member of the Judgment Day. You know he is.
It's possible, Jim. It's possible. I don't put it outside the realm of possibility, but it's all I need is to have it.
That is a nice, really put it.
I'll send it to you, Jim.
Oh man, but this is an awesome book. I love this book. I don't care, and this is one of those books that is a slabbable book because it's just gorgeous to look at. It's
Totally.
so good. Such a good book.
Funny that it's all of a sudden spiking. I don't know I guess a lot of Doom related books are on the list right now. A lot of Doom related interest. But other than this cover being so iconic, I don't know that there's a lot of good reason for it.
Yeah, I agree. But I think Doom and Secret Wars, there is going to be an attachment to the two. So anything that has Doom in it that's attached to Secret Wars is going to gain a bump.
Yeah.
You know. So what's up? DVH is in the house. Who? All right. And look, I'm not going to ignore Tate anymore. Who Tate? There you go, Tate. I'm not ignoring you. Love you, bro. Love you. All right. Yeah, and Tony, he loves. Yeah, it is definitely worth slabbing. It is definitely a book worth slabbing. All right, here we go. Back to some Deadpool spec. Now, this is the first solo series of Deadpool. Deadpool: The Circle Chase. This is one of the books that kind of started this whole Deadpool being what he is today. Because when Deadpool first came out, he was a jokester, but he was a villain. He was a straight up villain. And then they kind of like went through a more comedic route with him. Besides what Rob Liefeld wants to tell you, no. Of course, with Rob Liefeld's approval, they ended up going a lot further, but they didn't need to do anything. But I'm telling you, half the books on this list.
Make your money, Taylor. Make your money.
TW. That's right. You go to that eBay place, man. Sell them all. For 4 times its value. So this book says $20 high. Sell it for $100. You'll get somebody. I'm sure there'll be somebody out there. This book, first appearance of Slayback.
Everybody's talking about that.
Slayback. This is the era where they just ran out of good names.
Or they were too lazy to try.
Why
do I surround myself with fools? Even the robots are smarter than you.
Just say it. It's Slayback.
Yep.
What is a Slayback?
Who knows?
Another book on this list. Hey, I remember this book being when this book first came out. This was the New Mutants book everybody wanted before 98, right? So when 98 was in the dollar bins and all that stuff. This was the book that was hot because Cable was hot.
Yeah.
And when I mean Cable was hot, I mean people love Cable.
I was obsessed, and I had a 98, and I could have cared less. I was so upset that I started really getting these single issue New Mutants books like at 89. I got 90. I started collecting them, and so I was clearly just a little late.
And the funny thing about this one is I personally love Liefeld's artwork in this series in comparison to what he's at, because now he's at this point where he's just having fun now, right? And he's taking liberties in his art style now, right? So he's poking fun at himself, but at this time he was more serious in his art style. It's still not the greatest work. It's still Liefeld work, but just look at his hand.
I remember reading Extinction Agenda, which was New Mutants, which was X Factor, and it was Uncanny X-Men. And you had Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, and some schmuck over on X Factor who was just bringing the house down. And it was like week to week, you were like, what artist am I going to get? It made Liefeld look so good because the X Factor guy was so bad.
Yeah. So you got Brolin. And the funny thing about that era, a lot of people don't even remember Will Spotasio, Mark Silvestri. They were all part of.
Yes.
Silvestri was one of those guys that he was so great, and he just got better.
Yeah.
When he left Marvel, he went to a different stratosphere in his style, to the point that he was on X-Men. He was the X-Men artist for a very long time, and a lot of he was going unnoticed because he wasn't as flashy
as Jim Lee or whatever.
Yeah, but
I think he was the most underrated one in that era for sure. Like a Paul Smith.
Yeah, it was definitely the era of the hairy boys.
I mean, look at what Cable's wearing there. He's not even wearing a shirt. It's just basically a shoulder pads and pockets strapped as a vest.
And what is Boom Boom thinking?
She's like, what am I doing on this cover?
What's up, Black Spiders in the house? Yeah, I remember going to a signing in Jim Hanley Studios, Jim Hanley University over in New York City, and it was a Rob Liefeld signing, and this is when he had the Extreme Studios, and there was a lot of people talking about the New Mutants. So this was before, again, like I said, before Deadpool was like what he is today, but Cable was the character that everybody was hunting for. Everybody was going crazy. I have a gold copy. I have the second printing gold, and it's not as well received as this one. The orange, the orange red cover, because it's kind of orange red. What's up?
That's a comic verse. Tony says the same thing. He has the gold second print.
Yeah, so it's an awesome book, and the gold printing is nice too. I like the gold printing.
Yeah. What's up, Jason? He says it's John Bondgrove. That's why I blocked the name from my memory, because the X Factor was so bad. It was so poorly drawn.
It was actually John Bogdanovic.
Was it?
Yeah, so he ended up doing some Superman stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember.
Every time I got an X Factor issue, I was like, oh my God, it's so bad.
All right, let's move on our list here. Let's see what else we got here. Here we go again.
More DP.
Yeah. So, question. Taylor Swift. We're gonna go to the Taylor Swift train now, right?
Let's do it.
Let's just go in it. Let's just dive into this one. Is it better to assume that she'll be Dazzler or she'll be Lady Deadpool?
I would put Lady Deadpool as like the fourth or fifth option. It seems highly unlikely to me, just because it's going to require more acting and more screen time from her. And from what I'm guessing, we're going to get a cameo, meaning a one scene thing. So I feel like Dazzler makes more sense, but I think in the end, she's probably going to play herself. That fits more logically with the Deadpool style and universe and the meta of it all. So I would bet she plays herself.
Yeah. We're never gonna stop talking about Swift. You can't talk. No. We Swifties in our lives.
Swift is life.
Yes, she won't be. No, she's gonna be in it. There's that I could guarantee. She's going to be in it. In fact, she has already written a song for the movie.
That would be phenomenal.
So we are going to have a Taylor Swift song in this movie. Now, the question is, will she perform that song in the movie? And will she perform it as Dazzler? And
that would be freaking amazing.
Get that thumbs up. That's what we got to get, that thumbs up right there.
I am all in. I think she would be perfect casting for that role. And I think it's hilarious and a great meta way to do it. Yeah. I've got 2 teenage daughters, Jason. You don't think I'm a Swiftie?
So how is that? So I got two teenage daughters, but my teenage daughters are kind of on the opposite side of the fence when it comes to like music and pop, right? Okay. So like when we were kids, it was like the pop kids or the alternative kids, right? So they fall under the alternative kids, right?
Sure.
So my question for you, as a parent of a Swiftie, of Swifties, Here's my take on it. I believe that if she does become Dazzler, it's not the comic community that's going to go crazy looking for it. It's going to be the Swifties that want a copy of the book. So, with that being said, do you think that is a truthful statement, or you think that's just?
I mean, they probably would just rather buy the movie or watch it a bunch. I don't know that, or the soundtrack or whatever. I don't know that they're going to be comic book hunting. That seems a little less likely. It seems like near to well comic fans that are coming in to buy this book and speccing it up. I don't necessarily think that my daughters. I mean, they know that I have, but that X-Men is not cool in my house because I like it. So
yeah,
for them, they're not interested. If it has to do with X-Men, they're not interested.
That's funny. That's a good one. All right. So with that being said, guys,
so good.
Eddie Guerrero's the best, man. I love Eddie. I miss Eddie so much. Here's another book that kind of amazing book. Amazing book. One of the best books ever. One of the greatest stories ever written, especially in the X-Men lore. My only curiosity is, where's the hype train coming from this book?
I mean, probably Pyro, right? Because he's in the trailer.
You know what? Now that you mention it, you probably hit it.
I mean, I'm assuming that's what it is. I mean, I wish it was because Destiny's playing a big part in the current stories. That would be a great reason why as well, because it looks like they're bringing back some Brotherhood of Evil Mutant stuff, but they might also be doing that in Deadpool, Brotherhood of Evil Mutants,
So, you don't remember, DVH, you don't remember Eddie with the blonde hair? That was like the whole season, man. That's when he was like, point Eddie. Pyro. I forgot about Pyro. He shows up in the trailer.
He's got that one line.
He got that one line, but he obviously when we saw him originally, he was a teenager. Now he's an adult.
Right.
So he's definitely looks different. He looks older. So I didn't notice him at first until someone pointed it out.
Me too.
And I was like, oh, wait a minute, that is him. And it's, and he has like the Pyro garb. So now I know why this book's in the list here, but this book has so much more meaning other than you got the first appearance of that team of mutants like Destiny, Avalanche, and Pyro, and stuff like that. So Rachel, which is another character that there's a possibility we might see her in the animated series.
Yep.
So, which that was another thing we noticed in the animated series that I don't know if you caught it. I'm sure you might have. Our Jean Grey is pregnant.
She does look a little round. Yeah.
Absolutely pregnant. But is it really Jean?
I heard some debate on that. Yeah.
Which also brings up that Cable first appearance.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Although Baby Cable has his own first appearance. Let's be honest. X-Men 201 is important. So don't throw out Uncanny 201.
Yeah. And they did leak out some toys, because that's what the toy companies do. They always do that.
Right.
And they have a Madeline Pry toy.
Oh.
There is a Madeline Pry toy, and she does come with an accessory, a baby.
Oh, Goblin Queen stealing the babies.
Yep. And yes, Jean is Prego. She is definitely a Prego. All right, our next book here is another spec book. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Number 1. This is one of those books that it kept coming back and forth into this list because let's face it, Deadpool's killing the Fox Universe. That's what this movie is, right? It's that.
Saying goodbye to the Fox Universe for sure.
Right? To the point that we have a background with the Fox logo.
Yep.
In it. So, of course this book is going to get spec. Now, when I was looking for this book a couple of months ago, I was only finding the trade paperback, the graphic novel of the book. And it seems to be a hard book to find the actual single floppy. So the floppy is a little hard to find. So that $20 value that says there, that's misleading. That might actually be for the trade, which I've seen a few times.
Okay.
Yep. You said it. Avengerous Joe. She's going to be pregnant. That's right. So we'll see. Is it really Gene? Is it? Yeah, it's not. It's a different. It's someone else. It's someone else.
A lot of redheads out there.
A lot of redheads. A lot of redheads. All right.
It's
Make
Mary
sure.
Jane Watson.
Yes. Make sure you read books, guys. Make sure you get the right book.
Of course, you worthless hunk of fur. Books are the real treasures of the world.
Look at that. Look at Skeletor.
Great quote.
He is not much of a villain that most people say. Look, he talks about books like that. Oh, yes. Dirt. We're going to get to you in a second. So we'll get there. All right. Here's another book on the list. Wolverine #1. Oh, I love this book.
Such a good one.
All right.
And both this and the limited series #1 have been pumping and blowing up a ton.
Yeah, but this one has been under the radar a little bit. So the limited series has been bumping him. And it's funny because I think this one is more significant than the limited series book because we had that already.
Yeah.
We had that movie already. So the fact that it's, this is the one that's kind of like under the radar, then I don't know, what's the case, but it's a classic book. It's a great book. $100 high. I think you could get it a lot less than that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely get it a lot less, but it's a great book. It's a great cover stuff. So, all right.
There's a couple of great omnibus that have both the limited and the ongoing, and you get a lot of good reading out of them.
Yeah. And look at this. We got Mad Magazine 36. You see, guys?
All back again.
We go right back to it, guys.
The list demands.
I never guessed I was going to see a Mad Magazine on this list. You know what I'm saying? I just never envisioned it. So I'm shocked. So this just, for me, it just came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, this book came. So.
I just love it. So funny.
And let's see here. Here's another one. The second printing. It's coming. It's out this week, guys. And it's already going for sale for $30.
There it is.
And it's out this week because the cutoff date was 2 weeks after the cutoff date of the first one. So there wasn't a big demand for it. So therefore, there's going to be less printings of this book. And therefore, this book is on the list and it's not even officially out.
Right.
So
and issue 2 comes out too.
Yeah, and issue 2 comes out and there's demands for issue 2 as well. So
What?
Exactly. That's my point. Oh, she's back again.
This cover.
It just doesn't end. God. It doesn't end, guys. It doesn't end.
So funny. This cover cracks me up.
It just doesn't end.
Really, infinity.
Really. It just doesn't end, guys. It just doesn't end. It just doesn't end. Anyway, moving on. I picked this book up because I thought this cover was fire. This came out last week. It's Batman 142. Is the foil cover of the Joker by Giuseppe Camaluco Colli. Whatever. My apologies for you. But it is a look at that Joker. That's a Joker. That's how you draw Joker.
Classic Joker. Yeah, look.
That's how you draw Joker. Just the insanity of it all. So there you have it, guys. What's your thoughts about this book?
It's a gorgeous cover. I think you got to be careful with cover buying, and a lot of times those books will come back down. So you can wait a little bit, maybe snag a nice high grade that you want to hang up, because ultimately it's just a cover. It's not necessarily the story that you're buying it for.
Actually, the story is the Joker Year One story.
It's Year One, yeah.
So there is some traction with the story in itself.
Connection to it for sure.
Yeah, so this is the foil cover. The cover A is also on demand. It was on the list last week. So now this one's on the list because I guess people started noticing, hey, wait, there's another book here that's really cool. And
so this was a ratio then?
No, it's not a ratio.
Okay.
It's not a ratio. It's just the foil.
Okay.
It's just a foil. So it's not like, it's not even a B. It's like a D or something like that. But I can't argue. It's an awesome cover. So there you have it, guys. We got Shots for Comics in the house. Anyway, so there you have it. That's the list for today. A lot of good books, man.
A lot of exciting stories. I think it's kind of fun to see classic stories, Byrne era FF or Claremont X-Men to make the list.
And you know what? It's a lot of it's for spec reasons, which is what it is. That's what this market's about. But I'm gonna say it's good spec. It's good spec.
I think on average, yeah.
Yeah, it's good spec because, Fantastic Four 209, you're getting it because of Herbie, but it's still the first John Byrne. So little things like that. Or Days of Future Past #1, you're getting it because of Pyro, but it's Days of Future Past, guys. It's one of the greatest stories ever written. So a lot of good stuff. A lot of great books. Let's take a look at this week's cover price top 10, and we're going to see a lot of the same stuff. So we're going to do something where we don't have the hot list for CBSI, but I already posted that video. But here, we're going to take a look at cover prices list that just came out about 2 hours ago, I will say. So here's the top 10 for cover. All right, and there you have it. Isn't that an awesome cover?
I had to pull this one out. Yeah,
that is a beautiful
I love
cover.
It. Boss Logic slayed this cover, and there's a really great variant for issue 2 that people should look for too. When Ultimate Black Panther 2 drops, there's a great cover.
Yeah, that was a book when I saw it. I picked up both books. I picked up cover A and I picked up cover B, and I was a little surprised that cover A was getting more demand than cover B. But then when I found out what happened, that a shipment of books were lost. Yeah, a crate of comics just disappeared, guys.
Magic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, magic indeed, right? So a crate of, do I look that dumb, guys?
But you know and I know that you're only half the man that I am. And I have half the brain that you do.
I remember when I first saw that scene in WCW when he said that, and everybody just noticed that he just said he has half the brain as you do. I was like, oh, Sid, what? Stop talking. Stop talking. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it's that time, our show does have paid ads, unfortunately, for some people, but there is an ad that we all need to take a moment to look at. We have to make sure that you take care of the elderly and make sure that they are properly taken care of. So I'm going to give you guys this ad for you guys.
In a world where days blend into years, where time seems to stand still, there's a home like no other. But amidst the silence, the struggles, and the heartache, this is Durs, the comic connoisseur on a mission to turn frowns upside down. Whether it's reading a passage from Spawn, or talking at nausea for his love of Halo and Master Chief. Maybe he will tell you what he won from what not. Or maybe he is just lurking, He brings the magic of comics and gaming to the golden years. Thanks to Collecting with Durers, this retirement home isn't just a place to rest. It's a haven of happiness and peace. Subscribe to Collecting with Durers on YouTube and let the laughter continue. Thank you, Durers. You are legendary.
Shout out to Chat. Shout out to Durs, who's right now over at Scotty Vaughn. So he didn't get a chance to see the video yet.
No, he's in the chat.
Oh, he made the chat.
He's right there. Yeah. Just went live, you legends.
Thank you, DVH, but thank you, Durs, man. He's always about that Halo. So yeah, so I was thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. I was thinking about Durs. Like, so that's part of the channel memberships, shout outs. So one of the things I like doing in my channel, instead of giving shout outs like everybody traditionally does, hey, shout out for this guy, shout out for this guy, I wanted to give you guys something special. Now, in order to get a channel member shout out, you have to be a channel member. But one of the things that we're doing for this month, alongside with a couple of my fellow channel members, is that we are doing a channel member giveaways between the Comic Vet, Brian LCS, and myself. So if you become a channel member,
epic books you guys are giving.
Yeah, we got some good stuff.
Wild.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a little bit of what you could win for being a channel member in our stream. So let me go ahead and pull that out. I'll let you guys see it. And here we go.
Everybody love it. It's a craze. Everybody love it.
So
Banger.
I got the Superman 78, the New York Comic Con exclusive for Big Time Collectibles with the New York Comic Con label on it. So that's makes it an extra level of coolness. Yeah. We got the 9.9 signed Miguel Mercado of Grimm issue number 6. Who doesn't want? That's something I want. That's part of my to-do list for this year, to get a 9.9. If I could get a 10, even better, right? But a 9.9 or a 10. I want one of those two, right? So that's that book from Grimm. And then finally, Brian is throwing in the Doctor Strange, his first solo series.
Crazy book.
Yeah, and those are that's just part of the grand prize. What we're also doing is we're also giving prizes for each group as well. So you could win up to 4 prizes. Now, the only way you could take advantage of it is if you become a channel member to any one of our channels. But more importantly, if you are a channel member to 2 or more channels, you have a better likelihood of winning the grand prize as well as the secondary prizes. So the runner-up prizes, really. So, so think about it. If you can do it, great. There's not that much time left, I'll be honest, because we're going to be doing it for February and we're going to do it for March. So become a channel member. It starts at a very low price. I get it if you can't do it, but by all means, if you can, go for it. All right. So just like that, you could be part of the Rat Pack. Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
So funny. That video from Durs, I'm still laughing about it. It's so good.
It's a great, you know what I'm saying?
So good.
So with that said, guys, it's time to talk about the new books for this week. We're going to go really quick. I didn't even go. I was so busy doing other things. I didn't even do a PowerPoint like I normally do. So we're just going to go right into the League of Comics. So with that said, alrighty, let me just take this out of the way. Over at Marvel Comics, we have 17 titles in this list, but the biggest book in the list, I'm going to say, has got to be that Ultimate Spider-Man.
I think that's going to be the one that's going to sell out at any shop first, for sure.
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 2, the first printing. I think it's going to sell out. It's going to be the case for these Ultimate books for a while. I think maybe for 3 to 4 issues, you just gotta have to do it, because now that the pre-order cut date's gonna be a lot sooner, people are gonna just start clamoring for them. So the print count's gonna get higher and higher. But right now it's still low print count. Yeah, we'll see how this story goes. Taylor Winder's already saying pass. Get past. All right. Also, you have Incredible Hulk 9. That's one of the books. Gods, I'm hearing some good things about Gods.
Yeah, I like Hickman stuff, but I tend to read it better, like, digitally in one big go. So I'll read that probably all at once. Same with it. I haven't read Ultimate Invasion yet either.
Yeah. All right. And then we have Rise of the Powers of X. What's your thoughts on the Powers of X, House of X?
It sounds like they're really trying to go out with a bang. They're doing some huge stuff, whether it's that Sabretooth War in the Wolverine book, where they're just killing a bunch of characters and getting really graphic with it, or the last issue from last week, the was it Rise of the House of X?
The
one
it's
last
Powers
week.
of 10. So I believe it's Powers of 10, House of X.
Yeah. So the last one, they did some really great stuff with like a brood assault on a space station that was really exciting. So I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm sad it's ending. Truthfully. Yeah.
Also, Spider-Boy issue number 4. Now, with all the spec on Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Boy is starting to dwindle down. Not a lot of talk about Spider-Boy.
Right.
So, but it's worth still picking up the Spider-Boy books. Also, we have an all-new Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 1's coming out this week. Those books are always worth picking up because they always have first appearances on them, and someone's going to be talking about them. So I would suggest to pick it up. Do not wait on it. If it's cover price, just pick it up, because it probably won't be cover price again. Just the way it is with these books. And now we got a slight Cyclops version of Spider-Man. So I don't know about that one. Also, there's some Secret Wars Battle Worlds. The Sentry is also out, and Predator: The Last Hunt number 1. So as well as Alien: Black, White, and Blood. I think the Alien book might be pretty cool to pick up, just to see Alien in black and white, and of course with the blood. But
yeah,
those are your books for Marvel Comics. Over at DC, DC's a light week as well. DC has 10 titles. Among those 10 titles, you have Batman 144, the Joker story. Apparently it's a weekly series. I think it is. They're doing it weekly since there's been an issue after issue. So the next chapter in the Joker Year 1 storyline is there. Nightwing 111. Batman Superman World's Finest 24. Superman 11. Superman last time was actually pretty good. Titans 8. Wonder Woman 6. And Catwoman 62. And Justice League Godzilla vs. Kong issue number 5. That book, we're getting to the end point of it, so we'll see where it's taking us. And Green Lantern War Journal number 6, and John Constantine Hellblazer Dead in America. John Constantine was a bit of a disappointment.
Was it?
Yeah.
I've yet to read a really great John Constantine book and become passionately interested in it.
Yeah,
I've gone back and read, and it's just nothing.
Yeah, it was the writing wasn't what it was. The artwork's subpar, so I was looking through it. I probably went to 2 or 3 pages. I just went. You know what I mean?
I think I'm only getting Nightwing and Wonder Woman on this list, but I'm probably going to digitally read the War Journal because I'm enjoying John Stewart stuff. That
I will be getting the Wonder Woman. I will be getting Superman. I will be getting World's Finest.
I'm reading World's Finest in trades. That's been great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So over at Image, we got 12 books, but among them, the big book of the month of the week will have to be Spawn 350.
It's not Cobra.
It's not Cobra. La 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 la. It's not. It is not Cobra. It is Spawn, guys. Spawn is the book of the week. That's the book that you got to pick up. There's going to be a special edition for retailers. So if a retailer buys, I believe, 50 or more copies, they're going to get a special autographed Todd McFarlane book. So that's going to be in the list next week. It's just is. And we get pass, get pass. I don't even know what his gets are, right? But
he's getting Cobra Commander, Firepower, and Tenet.
Yes, yes.
That's how I'm reading it. If I'm reading it right, TW.
There you go.
You're foaming at the mouth again, Cobra Commander. I wasn't even there.
You should have been Destro. You should have.
So good.
All right. Also, you have the Holy Roller. I think TW does get Holy Roller, which you can, John. I think he's referring to you.
Yes.
Get Spawn. Knights 5, Savage Dragon, A Haunted Girl, Midlife, or How to Hero at 50. So those are the books that are coming out for Image. And everyone else, let's just go quickly here on this list here. I miss my PowerPoint. Animal Pound 2, Star Trek. I'm not a Star Trek guy. Are you a Star Trek guy?
I am a Star Trek guy, but I don't read the comics. I just the shows and the movies.
Yeah, I never got into Star Trek. James Bond, issue number 2, Army of Darkness Forever, Ronin 2, Zorro, Man of the Dead. I heard good stuff about this book.
Oh, did you? I heard good stuff about the James Bond runs. The last couple of James Bond runs I heard were great.
Also, Unnatural Order, issue 3. I don't know what this distillery has a book, Blasphemous, issue number 1. So that's there. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles source book number 1. We got a source book from the Turtles. That should be interesting. Space Uzagi, Death and Honors, The Sickness, Vampirella, Dracula 5, Rage number 5, Lotus Land, Invasive, Exo Manowar, the Prestige Edition. Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft. Interesting. Dungeons and Dragons, Fortune Finder, Cemetery Kids Don't Die. Okay. All right. The Prism, Mech Cadets, The Agent, Blip Map 3, Critical War, Basic Instinct issue number 3. No one's been talking about that book.
No, I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, they made it. All right. Godzilla Rivals, Project Cryptide, Horror Comics 33 over in Antarctic, the Jaguar. Look at that. The Jaguar. Skeeters, Rick and Morty Finals Week, She-Rick Holmes, and Mort's Some. Okay. Van Helsing, Fairy Tale Team-Ups, Exciting Comics, number 42. That does look very much like Livewire. It's like right? It looks like Livewire.
Like an homage cover.
Right? It looks like Livewire meets what's her name? Barbed Wire. Yeah. Livewire meets Barbed Wire. That's what that looks like.
Barbed Wire.
Live by Wire. There you go. St. John 2, the Crime Boy, number 1 over at Keenspot. Haunted House, a love story. Prometheus and Chains. Red number 5. They actually have a book that was in the list last week called Afterburn because it's Batista and Samuel Jackson are attached to do a movie with them.
Gotcha.
So that was the whole thing. Forgotten Ruins, Interstellar Dust, Eddie, You Are What Eats You. Okay. Humbaba? Is that Humbaba?
Sure.
Zora number 1, Ice Canyon Monsters 2, Dr. Corvus, Children of the Abyss, Neurocron number 1. Oh, I'm not going to even say what that says. That says Cluster Flukes Comics and Winter Ember number 6. And those are the books coming out this week. I got nothing on that.
You did well. What's up, Comics Embraced?
Yeah. Oh, we got Comics Embraced in the house. I was too busy looking at all this stuff
It's all good.
to say what's up to my boy. Where did he go? Where'd he go?
He's right at the bottom. Yep.
Oh, there he is. What's up, Rat Pack? All right, pass on all. Yeah, I feel the same way. But Tape Ride's gained the sickness. Yeah. Are you down with the sickness? Have you ever seen that meme of Tom Jones performing the sickness? Down with the sickness?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
So good.
It really is.
Yeah, he's dancing, man. He's going for it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Talking about sickness, it's you gotta be sick to deal with this.
Oh my God! Turn inside out by Orton.
That's a good one. All right, guys. You guys want a giveaway? It's giveaway time. let's do a giveaway here. Let me turn. You know what? I didn't even bother to open up the slide. Let's get it.
New member, Comics Embraced is a new.
Oh, we got a new member. We gotta give love. New member in the house, Comics Embraced. Welcome. You know what that gets? That gets you a. Welcome to the Rack Pack Comic Embrace. And yes, Izzy is pure spec. You know what? I like that. So let me go ahead and do this. It's pure. There we go. There's our giveaway. Let's do it.
It's that pure, 100% pure.
Pure specs, pure spec right there. So let's go ahead and let me stop sharing this thing here so I can start sharing what I'm supposed to share, and that's the giveaway tool, right? Oh yeah, you see, this is the part that irritates me about all this stuff. You see, after a while, you kind of you can't control what you're gonna do, so you just got to do it. But it's definitely that time to do a. Why not?
There it is.
Why are you there? You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Look what you did, Taylor. Look what you made.
If we are the Rat Pack, where's the old fogies of the original Rat Pack?
They're all dead. They're all dead.
Rat Pack. So we got 9 people watching. Everybody decided to go check out theirs. That's what ended up happening. But if I don't win, it's rigged. Yo, Taylor, I want you to win. So we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We got 6 people in the chat. 6 people. We got 9 people in the chat. So everybody literally just went to see Dirts. That's what they did. They wanted to see Dirt. You know, they went to Scotty's channel. It's hard when you compete with each other, even though we don't compete with each other. So that's the point. But notice how the viewers are returning. So
the giveaway's on. They jump back over.
On. They always pay attention to the giveaway. So the giveaway just doesn't stop. Just doesn't stop. All right, we got a few people here. Let me just put this over here so I can actually see it. So we got 8 people doing the giveaway. Should we just go for it?
I see people still throwing. What Comics Embraced added a 0 on the end?
Yeah, so this is pure speckle. So Comic Embraced, I don't know if that's gonna go through, but
Black Spiders.
Mm-hmm. We got 10 entry 11. So it looks like now he put it in. Okay, let's do this. Oops, you did it again. Joe hasn't typed in 10 times yet. All right, let's run it.
Here we go.
Come on, Tate. Let's give it to Tate.
I don't know. You got that new member.
It was Papa Wheelie.
Wow, that is awesome.
Papa Wheelie is the winner. Sorry, Tate. We can't give it to you.
Nope. 4 beers in.
Hashtag rigged. It happens. It happens. It happens. Congratulations to Papa Wheelie. Papa Wheelie, I don't think I have your information, so you have to actually send it to me. So I do have some stuff to give you too. So that's part of it. Dude, man, it was a blast. I had so much fun talking with you, hanging out with you. You know,
my pleasure, man.
There's one guy who does have one thing to tell you.
Okay.
You shut your mouth, fatty. The Rock will come out there and slap the herpes off your lips.
I don't think he really knows who you are. But
fine. He clearly knows a little bit about me.
But someone else does want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Always take that from Keanu.
You know, you can't go wrong with Keanu. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Stuff like
He's
that.
perfect.
God, look at we still got the hashtag rig. So, John, tell the world a little bit about yourself and where they can find you.
I mean, I'm John's Comics with Kids. If you search it pretty much anywhere, you're gonna find me. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff.
There you have it, guys. And just to remind everybody, I do have a lot of videos populating. This week, I just recorded it today, so it's going to come out sometime this week. I have my CGC unboxing of major keys. I have a key from the 70s, a major key from the 70s, a major key from the 80s. Actually, I may have two major keys from the 80s. I have a major key from the 90s, and I have a major key from the 2000s, all of which come from my personal collection. So these are all books from my personal collection that I had since the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s.
Awesome.
So that's coming out this week. Also, you might have noticed already, I work with Shortbox now. So every Saturday at 6 p.m., I'm going to be giving you the top 10 listed books in Shortbox. We already did 2, and they've been a blast, man. I've been surprised at the books I've been seeing in this list, and it's not your typical list. So that's the best part about it, is that you're going to see different books.
Sure.
Some books keep creeping their way back in there, but
hard
you're
to
going
avoid
to see
that. Yeah.
And that's pretty cool and stuff like that. And then of course I'll be throwing in some shorts there with the hot lists and the cover price, and those are shorts are going to be coming in as these come up. So with that said, guys, thank you once again. I love you. Make sure to go check out Scotty right now. He's over there talking with Dirts. I'm gonna scoot on over there for a few minutes and just say what's up to the guys. But everybody else, you be good, you be safe. Have yourself a beautiful day, guys. Love you. I'll see you soon, and I leave you with this. Bye.